live. Welcome everybody to another Mini of the Month. We're going to talk about all the wonderful minis produced in February by the wonderful Patreons on the Patreon Discord server for Squidmar Miniatures. My name's Dennis.
I'm Ed.
We both do things on the Patreon Discord.
Yeah, I bugged you guys till you accepted me as a mod, and then I weaseled my way into admin. So, woo!
I bribed
That's how we
everybody with
do it.
stroke waffles.
Yep, you've kept everyone on side for 3 years and counting with your waffles.
Great. So, first of all, I want to give a big shout out. I forgot last one we did to M and Lilith for editing all the photos, making sure the Instagram logos are in there. Saves us a whole bunch of time. So,
We love their work.
Yes, thank you very, very, very much. Ed, do you want to explain what Mini of the Week is?
Yeah. So, what we do to try and encourage people to check out the Grand Reveal Gallery and support each other, and foster that real camaraderie we're after on the Squidmar Discord is every week one of the mods or admins will take the time to go through who's put a model up on Grand Reveal in the previous week and judge their favorites. Now, it's not always the best paint job. Often it's a new idea. Often it's something really interesting, and sometimes it's a combination of a really great paint job and something interesting. So we always make sure that people are getting represented, which is what we want, because it's all about everyone having a chance to show off their stuff. And I think as well, everyone deserves. I've said this many a time to you, Dennis, but everyone who takes the time to paint a model and put it up deserves a bit of love. So Mini of the Week is a great way to help do that.
Well, you are known as the Lord of Compliments for a reason. So
Yes, I was. I feel like I still am, but I don't compliment as much as I used to because I'm running around after a 2-year-old a lot of the times.
What,
But I
real
still
life's
try and
getting
pop
in
in
the way?
occasionally.
Oh
Yeah, and there's
no.
another one on the way, so you may not see me for a while, but I try and pop in and keep spreading the love because it's really important. I think everyone deserves a bit of a virtual cuddle.
Yeah, and it's also
crisp high
nice
five.
if people, when they post in Grand Reveal, add a little bit of the context of
Yep.
how many minis they've painted or what they're really proud of on the miniature, and that
Yeah.
really helps to estimate for us where you are in your journey and pick the paint jobs for the people that have done amazing progress since their last post or tried a new technique.
Exactly.
I think that means it's time for this part of the show where I try to figure out how to share my screen.
This is the third time you've done this, so I would hope that it's starting to sink in. Hey, off the bat,
It
1 from 1.
is, but I'm also reconfiguring some things so that I can still see you.
Do you want to though? That's the real question.
Yes, that is also pleasant, and I can see the time.
You just want to see the Squidmar shirt. That's really it.
Repping that merch, yo.
Kickstarter.
Love it. So we're gonna start off with actually your Mini of the Week picks.
I was gonna say I chose this one. Yep.
The first week of February, the 6th, my mom's birthday. Oh, so nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you picked this as your first honorable mention.
Yeah, I think Axel Waiter, which I hope I've done that, or it's Axel Waiter, I'm not sure. But they captured something really interesting with this piece. So we often see a lot of really dramatic pieces that get rolled out, especially if you're influenced by Games Workshop / Warhammer. Anything and everything is very over the top and very dramatic. So I found this one was just a really cool piece that also was, I think, pretty well painted too. It's not the most insanely detailed paint job, but it just captures a really nice little vignette, I think, of someone having to guard their wares from a dodgy cat. And I just think the posing and the framing and everything, and they've kept the base relatively subdued so that the focus is more on the cat and the person. And yeah, I just felt that it was a really nice little vignette, and it deserved a bit of a shout out.
What do you think they're holding?
That's a fish.
That's definitely a fish. I was thinking the same
I reckon
thing.
they're about to. I didn't notice till you zoomed in, I thought it was a horn originally, and now it's definitely a fish. And let's face it, if that cat gets slapped by that fish,
I would laugh. I mean, don't slap your cats, but this is a
don't
little
slap your
funny.
pussies with fish.
Oh, the
Sorry, wait,
smell.
what?
Uh, Ed,
Snow's
I
gonna get us in
really,
trouble with this one.
I really like the fabric.
Yep,
Just the
agree.
way the different textures and with the line work. It
Really subtle.
really,
Like it's not super detailed with that fabric, but it's just enough to make it really interesting and help break it up. Considering the tones are quite similar between that underskirt and
yeah.
the garb on top.
And the shading in the white cloth as well. But you really feel like it's a wicker basket as well. So I think the fur, the
They've just
texture
picked out
painting.
enough. They haven't, as I said, they haven't gone over the top, but they've picked out enough to really show the detail. So it's
Yeah,
really it's a great example of you don't have to have the most insanely polished techniques and detailed models. You can
you
just do
don't
a
need.
few nice pieces here and there where you've got highlights on the model, as in like focal points, like that knee and the face and the turban and the wicker baskets, and it's just enough.
Yeah, you don't
So
need
yeah,
the 15 different skulls and horns and little bits and bobs hanging off the
1,000
person.
layers of glazing to
Yes.
blend it from top to bottom.
Yeah, I
Although I
don't
still
see the
appreciate that, don't get me
30.
wrong.
I don't see the 30 pouches on the side of the belt. What's wrong? No, I like the simplicity. It's good.
Yeah, it's just I think it was just a really nice piece.
Yeah,
Great little vignette.
absolutely. Then we're gonna go on to the next one by Johan.
Yeah, Johan often seems to roll models out when I'm judging. I'm almost always picking him for an honorable mention or a win. He has come leaps and bounds very quickly and is consistently putting out really interesting paint jobs with really interesting colors in them. And by that, I don't mean just like the color schemes. I mean like the way he's using color
Yeah.
to do cold, warm, dark, light, etc. So you've got both warm and cold greens in that same stack of books, which really helps differentiate things. And again, like he's pushing the values of the books down so that they're not drawing focus away from your little guy at the top. So if you did a grayscale of this, you would see all that focus is heading more and more towards the head.
Mm-hmm.
And I just always feel like he's a wonderful warmth to his figures, unless he does do a cold scheme, which he has done occasionally. But he often does a lot of nice sort of warm lighting, and it just always feels really kind of like the Brian Jacques Redwall saga type animal in this case, or that sort
Mm-hmm.
of warm and fuzzy lighting always comes through on his pieces, and this one was another great one.
Yeah,
So
and I don't
yeah,
think it's big either. I believe
no,
it's like
a thumb, yeah. Yeah, that's I think the other thing as well. You always forget, like if you actually saw this 1-to-1 in real life, you'd be sitting there going, "Oh Jesus Christ, that's
yeah.
actually tiny." So yeah, no, that's really cool. I like it a lot.
And then we're on to
Magister Crisby.
yeah, or as we know him, Mercoles.
Yeah, this was cool. So I don't think he's painted a huge amount of stuff yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really proud of this piece, and I think rightfully so. I think he's really picked out the different parts of the model well.
Yeah,
Um,
for
it's
sure.
not, the blending isn't the absolute best, but at the same time, it's done a great job. He's done a great job of transitioning from the tan underbelly through
Oh
to that
yeah,
red and then the
I
dark
wanted to
scales on the top.
say that just the how he gradients from there all the way up to
Mm-hmm.
there. I really like that. That's good.
Good example of how contrast paints can really help with that too. As opposed to traditional ones where you get a lot more tide marks than you're getting here.
Yeah.
So, I think, and as he said, like he hasn't done a whole lot of painting before and he was really pushing it with the contrast. And so I thought, it really deserves a shout out because I think he's been, for the most part, pretty neat. You look at the eye on that, on both the lizardman and the creature it's riding. And he's really, again, like this is, you know, he admitted himself this is for an army standard, and I
Yeah.
think it's definitely lifting above your regular tabletop And he's also done a great choice of colours too. Like I love
Yeah, I think
the
that
greens
is
he's used on
also.
the peripheries to help things pop but not steal too much focus, because the focus is on that blue punch in the middle.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I like it, and it really gives me that rainbow kind of feeling, the colors of the jungle, you know.
yep.
So
No,
good
he did a good
theming as
job.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Good job.
And great base too.
Yeah, love all the
Love a good jungle
foliage
base.
and all the bits and bobs. Yeah,
Paper
it's
fern.
great. And then
This was my
this is
mini of
the
the week, I
winner.
believe. Yeah, it
This
might be
was the
monsters.
winner.
I believe
Yes.
he sculpted this as well.
Yes, yes. So he has indeed sculpted this.
Um,
And I will
big.
include a link to his I forget what platform he uses, but to the STL file, so people can
Yes,
check
thank
it
you.
out.
I might even grab it myself, actually. The main reason this won for me is the painting's pretty good. I actually really like the pig. I think the pig's painted even better than the orc in some ways. Like he's just done a really nice job of the lighting on that pig. But the big one for me is the humor in it. Like this
Yeah.
is straight up Warcraft 1/Warcraft 2 style orc warrior, pinching a human pig. Like to me, it just really hits the nostalgia,
Hmm.
which I just love.
Yeah, and he called
Um,
it Pork Raider,
that's
which I
right.
thought
Yep,
was
which is
just
great.
fantastic. How do
So
you just...
this is a good example of it's a really solid paint job, um, but it's not the best paint job. Maybe even not necessarily the best in this week. But the execution of the whole piece, the humor, it all lifts it above a regular run of the mill mini. And I really think he deserves the mini of the week for this one. For just something that was just fun. You don't see enough fun things.
I also don't
Um,
really believe in the best paint job. Every paint job is just different. There
yeah.
is no smart formulation of deciding which one is
Oh yeah,
best.
but like one of the guys in my local painting group is bloody David Colwell, so we all absolutely pale in comparison to his actual perfection. So that's the other reason it's nice to see things that are a bit different when you get a guy that's literally placing every dot for a stippling effect. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I
just thought it
guess
was
that's
really
fair.
cool. The eyes are good,
The
on both
blood
the pig.
spatter, that's the one
Yeah,
that got me.
yeah,
And the color choices, the red contrast good with the green and the
yep. Always a
eyes as
classic.
well. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful
No, I just thought it
leathers.
was a
I
really fun piece.
like the base choice as well. The
I think it
yellowish
actually works
brown.
being a bit more simplistic
Yeah,
with the base.
but he sculpted this and he painted it. So
Yep.
the amount of effort and energy and time
I
that went into this.
I didn't know he actually sculpted this until after the fact. So I just picked it on the humor of the piece and the paint job. And then when I found out, I was like, "Oh, it's definitely deserving of a winner." So yeah, no, it was really good. So I was really, really, really stoked to give him this one, and I think he really appreciated it too.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's one of my
no, it was
friends,
great.
so I was like,
Yeah,
"Dude, you won Media of the Week, congrats!" And he was like, "Oh my
yeah,
god, thank you, amazing." Made his week, and well deserved. I really
yeah,
think
definitely.
so. Then we're gonna go on to the next week where I was picking miniatures, and my first honorable mention was you'll know which sculpt this is. I don't. By Clone Man John.
Mm-hmm. This is the Avatar of Kane.
There
This
you
is
go.
this is incredible. I said I was going to bring my
Yes.
own minis out, but I am, and the reason is, I have the original one from the '90s. This is very poorly painted. Sorry, this is painted when I was 16, so forgive the paint job. But it's amazing how far the model has come now. Like this was always an impressive model, and it was so difficult for Games Workshop to resculpt it over those years. So to have this now as a model like this, and some of the paint jobs we're seeing, and John's done a great job here.
Mhm.
Again, like it's just fantastic. And the other great thing as well is, the standard model has a sword and the hand, but the new kit comes with the giant spear option, a different helmet option, etc. So that's the other reason I think it's really cool what John's done here. I think he's done it as a commission anyway, but it's great to see the alternate head and spear
No,
and
no,
some really
I think
bold
it's
color
for his
choices
own
too.
army.
Is it?
Yeah,
Awesome.
in between his commissions, he's working on March of Armies, and this, I believe, is for his own
Oh
army.
yeah, it is too. It is too. You're right. No, it's really awesome. Poppy, do you want to say hi and join in? My dog's just going to say hi briefly. Say hello, Poppy. Yeah. Or just hello, darling. What do you
so
think of
cute.
John's avatar? It's pretty amazing, isn't it? Hey. Yeah. Okay, want to run off now? Okay, see you later. I love the lava effect he's done too.
Yeah, all the colors, the amount of highlights, but also the choice of colors, getting that little bit of purple in between.
So this is an important one that I'm struggling with some of. So the Eldari now are an interesting army because they have the aspect warriors, which have a different scheme from your standard troops and your standard soldiers. So your standard soldiers, like his one, will have that sort of that teal / turquoise. Mine is turquoise and white actually, so we have a very similar one. But he's done a really good job to bring that in. A lot of versions of this model I've seen basically get rid of whatever the craft world or general force color is for the rest of the army and just do the whole molten metal thing, which don't be wrong, looks amazing. Like you look at I think Sergio Calvo did one, and that's like god tier. But it's so good to see one that actually breaks up all that color with the color of the army again to help tie it in. And I think that's really cool because it really helps it stand out, but still feel part of the force. So, yeah. And I love the glow he's done on that spear too. It just looks.
Yeah, and he's done some tricks as well by putting some of the purple on the base.
Yep.
And just a little bit of detail there. It'll tie in with the rest of his army,
Still
even though it's
in.
not really on the model itself.
Yep. But yeah, no, I really like this. I really dig it. I think he's done a great job.
Yeah.
I think he's already finished his whole Eldar army for the March of Armies too. Like,
yeah,
he
pretty
just
much.
it.
Yeah. The other one is this little diorama that I picked.
How great is this?
It's just so different.
Yeah. I'm not even sure. Like, it looks like a mech suit from Maschinenkrieger, but I don't think it is. Like, but it's that sort of vibe of that really 70s diesel punk type, mech suits, post World War II alternate history type stuff. I love the pilot as well.
Yeah.
Really cool. Done a great job on the weathering too.
The weathering was great, but also the base. And it really tells a story.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's what really drew me in.
That suit's actually popped open, so you can tell he's just like having a breather or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, really great job. Really love that weathering. Yellow always lends itself well to that sort of weathering, chipping. And I love the contrast between the rust and the green as well.
I really liked how he has a stubble beard.
Yeah.
Which is something that I've never been able to paint. Yeah. And also think the decals. Not sure if that's one, but that's definitely one.
I think they both are. And he's done a good job as well of blending them in.
Yeah. But also making it feel like, I mean, obviously they are also decals. If the model had been real, somebody would have spray painted that 5 on. So I feel like it really sells to me that somebody spray painted that 5 on.
Yep. At some point long ago, before it got tarnished and chipped and damaged.
Yeah.
No, very cool.
And I always appreciate TMM that has the NMM stuff going on with more highlights towards the top, brighter silver.
I think it's massively underrated. So at the top painting comp in Australia, just at the end of January this year, the best in show piece had true metallic metal, and it was genuinely some of the most astonishing true metallic metal I've ever seen. And it just really highlights that you don't have to always do NMM at all. A good use of TMM can trump it quite easily. and also just looks so effective and is actually not that hard to do.
Yeah.
But if you do it in the right areas, like this piece has, it doesn't take much, but it just really helps show the volumes of those cylinders on the gun really, really well. So
That's why
yeah,
I'm sticking with my true metallics.
yeah, I do both. I like both for different reasons.
And then my next honorable mention was for Super Duper Flufa, or John as we
Ah,
know him.
John. I just know
He,
him as the Bath King personally.
yeah, he sadly does not have an Instagram anymore after an incident with KDM models and the algorithm deciding that it was not a painted miniature.
Devastated.
Which, you know, boo
Well, at least
Instagram.
he stuck to Necrons here. We can show these.
I thought they were so cool because they're the same model, and yet
So different. I've
by
just noticed the
yeah.
cheeky OSL on the model's right shoulder, our left on the photo of each one is the opposite.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. But also, yeah, love the concept of doing the same model but the reversed colors.
Yeah, so this was a commission he did, and I mean it's just wild.
Mm.
They are slightly different, so you see that the
Yep.
bits that are flowing off the
arcing
weapon are,
energy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it just goes to show how, with some subtle changes, because let's be honest, it's the same paint job, but one is in purples, pinks, and the other one's
Yep.
in greens, and yet they're so different. And seeing them together side by side really kind of feels like they're, I don't know, the twins, but went for a different specialization.
Bit of yin and yang going on.
Yeah. Yeah, love this. Good job. I'm gonna go to the winner, which, for contractual reasons, I obviously have to choose the March of Armies entries. You know, like,
I just
as
love
somebody
this.
who runs March of Armies, I have to. But yeah,
I'll make
amazing.
note of that for when I get mine in the end of March. Do the group shot.
Yeah, so Lancelot.
I love these.
We featured this on the March of Armies podcast as well. He did a little video, but these are the proxy models for the Snotling Blood Bowl team. And, I mean...
they're just adorable. He's done
they're
such
tiny.
a good job.
They're so small, but they're so adorable. Imagine
so characterful.
Having these against you on the battlefield while playing Blood Bowl.
I mean, I have halflings, so...
that would just be so wholesome.
Yeah, until they beat the absolute snot out of each other. Which is... I had some mates... In the first game of Blood Bowl I ever played, I had some mates trying to coach me, and so for the first half I said, let me play my game. In the second half, then I'll start taking your advice. In the first half, I frustrated my opponent. He only scored in the last drive.
Mm-hmm.
And normally he would have thought he would have got maybe 3 or 4 touchdowns, not 1. I beat up 5 of his players and sent them to the bench because he was elves and I was halflings. And then, everyone's like, what's going on? This is amazing, but let's play seriously now in the second half and we'll show you how to play. And I just played horribly after that. So I reverted back to trying to beat up all the opposition again, and it worked again. So yeah, I think the secret with cute things is beat up the opposition as best you can. So
I agree.
yeah,
I love
this
the
is
paint
no exception.
jobs.
This force.
The eyes, the colors, the basing
I love
really
the pink
fits
in
well.
the ears. The pink in the ears is really nice. I don't know why. It's a nice pop of color.
Yeah.
And really adds to the cutesy element.
Yep. Yeah, great stuff.
No, I love this. Yep.
Then we're on to the week of the 20th, which was M's pick. And she picked these funky Voton, which were inspired by the... was it the Dark Eldar video?
I think so, yes.
Lucas did on the Squidmore channel, where he did like a neon-themed 24-hour paint challenge.
That Vaporwave style?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. No, Vaporwave really works for the Votan. It's not the first one I've seen, but it's a very good example of it, this one. I think they did a really great job. And the
Yeah.
pops of pink go really well against the turquoisey teal armor.
So these have been painted by Daroth.
Yep. Dayroth,
Good
gotta up your photo game though, mate. I don't think we're seeing just how beautiful these are.
Oh, with a neutral black or white background. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Like you zoom in and you see just how much more detail there is in this.
Yeah,
And
because there's little bits on the shoulder pads.
Yep.
And
looks really,
OSL
really good.
on the bases.
Yeah. No, really cool job. Well picked by M for this one.
So I've painted some of these myself for Necromunda, and the thing that got me was I glued the helmets in before I painted them. Bad decision. So
Rookie
anymore
error.
I paint, I will do the sub-assembly for the heads, because these heads are impossible to reach with those high necklines.
It's so small.
You can't fit your brush anywhere.
Got to get a 00, a 000, mate. Or I think it's an extra small in the Squidmar ones.
I need one of those ones that goes around the corner like a crooked
just do
one.
a bit of a placement there. Fun fact: these brushes were used to point at all the models being judged at the Crimson Brush competition in Australia. So I think Emil owes me one for that. Literally, it was David Colwell, Will Brightly, and Kyle Morgan all using Squidmar brushes to point at all the models. They almost didn't use them. They're like, do we have to use these? Because are we going to get in trouble for branding? I'm like, it's fine. Just do it. What am I going to say? Like, yeah, extra small. T is tiny. Yeah. Like, but is that even long enough as well? It's a real problem with some of the cows.
No, that's why you need to do the heads in sub-assembly.
Yep.
There's just no
good
other
tip.
way.
Yeah, I don't think, I don't do it. I always assemble everything. And I shouldn't even do that for my big display pieces either, but here we are. Like,
I usually assemble everything but the guns if they're two-handed, like that kind of stuff.
So you can get behind the chest.
So I can.
I don't even bother with that anymore. I don't know. Like, but then again, mine don't look this good. So what do I know?
Okay, we're gonna go on
tip,
to.
But yeah, very nice.
To a Valentine, late Valentine entry
Blood
for
Angel.
Fire Kitten.
Wow.
And,
it's a Blood Raven. Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
It's a fake chapter. Oh, did I really say that? Do you know the story behind this chapter, Dennis?
Cancelled. Our podcast's going to get cancelled because of you.
No, so this chapter
everybody
was made,
all the time.
This was made for the original Dawn of War computer game.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted an original chapter for the game for some reason. And it's always had this interesting sort of limbo background of, is it a first founding? Is it a second founding? Who's the original chapter that the seed is based off, etc. Some say it's Blood Angels, most likely it's Ultramarines. Anyway, just a bit of nerdiness for you.
Yeah, I know nothing about
this. Is hilarious. I love this.
My 40k knowledge is very limited.
It's okay. We know you're a fantasy nerd, and that's totally fine. I respect that a lot. I used to work for
stuff
Games
about
Workshop,
Old World. I know everything.
Exactly. No, I used to work for Games Workshop years ago when I was at university. So, yeah, I steeped myself in everything. It was great. It was good times. But we're not here to talk about me. I love this. I think this is hilarious. This is a classic example of having a good time.
The heart.
Yeah.
Custom heart.
And the massively cartoony highlights on the heart. Like, it looks like it's straight out of a Pokemon or a Dragon Ball Z cartoon, like with the massive highlight, but then that lighter stripe down the other side.
Yeah.
No, I think it's great. And I just love the hand. It's just like, hi.
And then roses.
Good paint job too.
Roses on the bottom. And
Stole my heart. You stole my heart on the bottom.
Yep.
Now, this was given to someone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From memory? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it was for their partner, but...
I choose the Emperor! No.
I mean, pink and white always go well together. There's red in
so
here
does red and
for
white.
The roses. I like the little heart on the...
How good is the freehand sigil on the
the
chapter symbol and the I want to say Crozius Arcanum. I can't remember, but the Terminator cross on the right
But
shoulder
also the
pad.
highlights are amazing on the red, and
Hmm.
all the edge highlights.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Hmm.
I can see why
Goes
this
to
was
show you how
picked.
important neatness is.
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially when doing edge
Something I
highlights.
still struggle with.
Okay, on to Vertash. This is my favorite model from the Squidmore Kickstarter.
Have you got
Uh,
one?
I have this, and
You didn't get Guana though, did you? No, sorry,
I
this is Guana. You didn't get
this
Brock,
is
did you?
Guanar. I did not
You
get
didn't get
Brock.
Brock.
I thought about it when I was there this summer, but no, this is my favorite model.
No, I
And
think this is my favorite too, but I think there's something about the scale of the owl is just epic.
yeah,
But this is just so cute. All the animals are great. I like that he chose, like, in the box art, that squirrel jumping off his hand is a spirit, but I actually
mm-hmm,
like it being a real one.
uh-huh.
Like he's really in tune with the animals. How good's the texture on the muscles too?
He loves the technique where he just puts all of those little lines on there to
Mm-hmm.
create the
Sinew.
texture, and holy shit, it works
Mm,
beautifully.
mm.
And all the little animals as well, it really gives you the fur.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. And he's done some extra colors on the green grass.
No, it's really
Just
good.
beautiful job, but also he's managed with the light values to still pull you into
Hmm.
the face, even though there's lots of stuff happening everywhere.
Yeah.
And look at that eye.
It's really not that big either. Like I've got the model, it's not that big.
No,
So to pull that off, very impressive.
yeah,
No, really
beautiful
great job
work.
this one.
Beautiful work.
Mark is someone who often pops up in the sort of the top pick of the week. Even if he doesn't win it, he's often in honorable mentions because he does do so
Yeah,
many fantastic jobs like this.
yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely. Okay, and then the winner for this week was by Heresy Illithid, or Corey as we know him. And he's had such a journey in the last couple of months, going from I can't paint anymore to figuring out how to paint again.
Yep.
And look at that epic base. I mean,
I felt like this was a big step up for him.
yeah,
And it just goes to show that it doesn't matter where you are on your journey. When it works, it works.
and it works.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you should be really proud of this, Corey. You did a great job, mate.
The
And
colors you chose, like the blues and combined with the yellow eyes versus the
yeah,
tongue and the green of the skin.
and yet it doesn't steal too much focus. It's really
Nope.
interesting how it kind of actually frames the face in a way. And the base is really interesting. Lots of nice elements there. Yeah, no, I really like this one. I think you did a really good job.
Yeah, you deserve the win, and I know he doesn't think he does, but he does. So you do.
We're our own worst critics sometimes.
We had a little chat with the mod team. You did deserve the win. Okay, on to the last week, which was Levado's picks, who just joined the mod team. Welcome, Levado. Good to
We
have
love
you.
Levato.
His
He is the most prolific meme creator on the Squidmar Discord. And it's good to have him part of the mod team now that he's got more time back in his diary because he had to bury himself in work for a while there. So yeah, it's pretty great to have him as part of the team. But what a pick! How good is this knight?
I mean, just wow. So it's by it's by a legendary creation
Mm-hmm.
with an 8, and just wow. I mean, I don't even know where to start or what to say. That is incredible highlighting.
It's really subtle, but it works. Again, it just goes to show it's not necessarily the technique; it's where to place it.
Yeah,
Like
and I really like the
some of these
leather as
bands are pretty
well.
thick, but it actually works really well because it makes it pop, and it all works together. I
Yeah.
think that's the important thing here is that there's not actually a huge tonal shift in the metal on the armor
Mm-hmm.
in that gold, but that's okay. It works in this case because if you zoom out again, Dennis, you look at the whole thing and it works really well. Like there's enough tonal variation to
Yeah, I
see
mean
where
this
it's
is
dark
pretty
and where it's
dark.
light. Yep.
That's pretty light.
But it
Definitely
hasn't gone
works.
extreme, and I think works in its favor in this
Yeah.
case. It actually ends
Feels
up
a little
looking
bit more grimdark.
realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, to me, it feels a bit more realistic because it's not
Yeah.
really exaggerated. It's not highly polished. It's actually quite damaged, pitted armor, which is what
Yeah.
you'd expect if you're in the field for quite a while.
So I zoomed
Um,
in because I wanted to show the texture right
mm,
there,
yeah, I
and
love
then
that.
compare it to the
And
texture of the cloth and the leather and how it
and look
really
look at
makes you
the dent
feel.
he's done in the chest
Yeah.
on that waist area. Like, how good's that?
Yeah. Yeah, I really
So
like
yeah,
how the different textures really come out as different materials.
yeah, it's
And
really
then the
well done.
base. Let's not forget the base because I think the base is exquisite on this one with the
Mm,
rounded stones and
yep,
the little tufts growing in between.
yeah. I really love the texture of the loincloth, personally.
Yeah.
Which you already pointed to, but yeah,
Yeah, giving it that lines in a singular direction really makes it feel
just
like
enough.
it's woven cotton or something or coarse linen.
Mm, no,
Really
really
good.
cool.
Okay, we need to move on to the next one, which is by Wolfie.
This is such an awesome model.
It is.
So over the top. I love it. It's really glad they finally did the Cities of Sigmar stuff because the old Empire models were always had to have a soft spot for them, a place in my heart. So to see this in
Yeah,
the flesh is fantastic, and yeah,
I might
Wolfie.
have received
Oh,
this
I
yesterday.
love that model
Very,
so much.
very excited about that.
So tempted to get it, but you guys can't see it. There's like a whole bunch of shelves over here with all my backlog. But yeah, no, I think Wolfie did a fantastic job of this. Great color choices. Um, I really love like it kind of steals focus almost too much, but it's okay. Is that scorpion tail, the stinger?
Yeah, I feel
That's
like
a
it
nice pop of orange.
yeah, it does pull with the two banners. It just pull you into the rider, which I think is nice.
Yeah,
And
it balances it that way. It doesn't pull you into the background,
I'm
which
really
is good.
looking forward. I've chatted with her, and at some point in the near future, she's going to make better pictures. As soon as she
Looking forward
finds
to
her
those.
DSLR back, I believe. So
But no,
we're
Wolfie,
gonna
she can paint.
yeah. So we're gonna have a little photography session and see if we can
Amazing.
get a higher quality photo because I
Get
feel
get more
like
of it in
the
focus.
yeah more of it in focus and the shadows are a bit obfuscating
Mm.
the beautiful paint job.
Yeah,
So
the writer's getting lost in because of the lack of focus, not because of the colors. The colors still draw you there, but then you can't see the detail put in it.
yeah,
But no, I think
yeah,
she picked the right colors and she did a great job.
it's difficult to
She's another person that you just see through repeated effort, hard work, etc., how much she's improved. Like it's really awesome to
absolutely
see.
yeah. And then we're on to our last winner of
Dav,
February. We
Dav,
returning to the old classic by Dav. His color
Dav,
use, yeah,
Dav is. I love how textural he makes his paint jobs. If that makes sense, like he really does almost treat it like a canvas in some ways. Like he really just
yes,
gets texture in there and changes, shakes things up. Doesn't care too much about being neat, etc. And it just bloody works. It just looks fantastic. Like the colors he uses, the placement, the subtle lighting he always includes, like green in this case, and other times he uses like a red or an orange or something. And no, I love his work, and this is a really good example of what he does. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and little effects like the blood, and it really tells a story.
It's
And I
not
think
overdone too. That's really important.
yeah. Yeah, this to me really tells the story of this ogre who is returning from a fight.
Yeah.
And there's some damage as well. So
Yeah.
he
Couple of
hasn't,
scratches.
he's not
His right
harmed.
shoulder as well.
Yeah. But he definitely saw some action, and he's walking back after all of that action.
How great is the base? Like the way he's on the tree and the mushrooms and stuff.
Yeah.
Like again, it reads like it's a perfect example is the mushrooms on the right. They read as orange mushrooms, but there's actually only a tiny bit of orange on them. Like
Mm-hmm.
most of it is the same color as the tree trunk or the stump. So it all just blends in together really nicely, which is good. You want that for a base to not draw too much attention.
Yeah.
And
Feels like he's walking through the forest
yes,
with the green glow and the holding of the tree
yep.
trunk and the fungus.
No, it's really well done. I think he's done a great job of this. Awesome.
And I think that's it.
I think that is it because you can't click further to the right. So thank you again, Em and Amanda / Lilith, for putting all the photos together with the Instagram tags.
There
Thank
we
you,
go.
Dennis.
Thank you, Ed. Thank
So
you
good.
to all of the painters for painting all of these awesome models. And no matter your skill level, no matter how fast or how qualitatively you've painted, we love to see all of the models in grand reveal.
We'd love to see everyone's journey.
Yeah, it makes my day every
We're
time
here
I
to
see a
support you.
post in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I'm looking forward to seeing what people come up with in the coming month, because March
Wow.
is
I mean,
just
if
here.
people like me are pulling their finger out to put the March in March of Armies, then yeah, I reckon there could be some pretty awesome group shots this month. Hopefully,
I'm excited.
It's gonna be good.
Love seeing group
Awesome.
shots. Great. Well, I hope everybody has a great weekend. I don't know. It's Saturday when we were recording this, but who knows when
Yeah.
I'll have finished and published
Don't
it.
know. And it's funny because it's like 10:40 in the morning for you, and it's 20 to 9 at night for me. So cheers.
Yeah, I'm sipping my cup of tea.
I've had vermouth before, and now I'm having a glass of red wine, and I'm gonna get into some hobby actually because I need to get March of Armies done. But
I'm gonna pick up a parcel in town because my
Hey.
Saturday is about to begin.
Woot woot. But yeah,
Okay.
thanks Dennis. Thanks everyone
Thanks,
for
Ed.
watching. Yeah, we really love you guys. We really love all the fantastic work that everyone's doing and the wonderful community that everyone is fostering. So please stay kind to each other as you already are. And yeah, we're here to cheer you on. I'm loving it. It's been great.
Absolutely. See everybody next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.